Hey everybody, it's story time. I'm going to tell you a story about a guy named John, who in Mexico is known to his friends as Wancho. So, Wancho is out on Saturday on Family Fish Day with not a lot of intention of filming, but coaxes everybody into the idea of getting up at 4:30 in the morning and being where we want to fish in the dark because we only have a little bit of good tide. So, we make that effort. My buddy Israel, myself, Israel Jr., and Seabass. And we come out and I put my camera on my chest because I, don't want to be, the guy filming everything all the time with the family here. So I start fishing in the dark, immediately hook my fly on the rocks. It's a good fly, I don't want to lose it. So I go out in the water, trying to get to it. I can see I'm close, I get a little deeper, I get to where the fly is, and the big wave comes as I'm reaching down shoulder deep into the water to get the fly. And the wave tosses me, the fly breaks off, my foot lands on what the fly was stuck on, which was an old lobster trap. The wire on the old lobster trap punctures the bottom of my foot and basically soaks me from top to bottom. And it's still dark out. So wearing my camera on my chest, it is soaked. I come back to my side-by-side, strip off my soaking wet clothing. I still had a puffy jacket that I wore out here in the morning, so I put that on so I could stay a little bit warm, and couldn't really see my foot because it was too dark. Put my booties on after that, which I should have had on to begin with, and put the camera up to dry because it was dripping and the microphones were dripping and everything was dripping. So at that point I decided I'll just go fish, and what are the odds of me catching anything big here12 And I walked down into some deeper water. I made one cast and I hooked and landed a 12-pound snook. I wanted a 15-pound snook, but I got a 12-pound snook, by far my biggest snook on the fly rod in Baja. I've caught big snook in the Yucatan, but this, for the surf, this was the fish I've been hunting for. It's one of the big ones I've been wanting. It's double digits. I was super psyched when I landed it. And God bless Israel Jr. He knows how bad I want this. And he saw me from a ways away fighting the fish, and he came in full sprint down the beach and got some pictures for me with my phone. So thank you, Israel Jr. He's down the way fishing about a mile. I can't even see him anymore. But so cool. And then we get some pictures and we all get back in the water and start fishing. And Sebastian, who I believe is 6 years old, he loves to fish, and he always throws bait on the beach and catches the fish that cruise the bottom. And he has a great time doing it, catches a ton of fish, but he's never caught a robalo. He's never caught himself a snook. And today he came out with the family. He started throwing plugs with the big boys. And he can't really throw the plug any farther than I can cast my fly, but that's close enough. There's fish right, they're in close a lot of the times. And lo and behold, he goes to war with a big snook and lands it, and it's his first snook of his life. So today, I only have pictures for you, but I have a picture of my biggest snook, my first double-digit snook, the snook I've been striving to catch for a long time, and on the fly. And I also have pictures of Seabass with his very first snook on the beach of his entire life. So a big moment, big day for both of us. I'm 56 and he's 6. So 50-year difference between us. What a bookend. What an awesome day for bookends. I'm sorry it's not on video. I wish it would have been, but I don't care at this point, just because I'm so happy that it happened. That it happened for me and that it happened for little Seabass. Just too cool. So a great Saturday. We have a lot to celebrate when we get back this afternoon. Got the World Series on. We watched the first game last night. They were happy. I was sad, but is what it is. I think I'm done fishing. I might go throw a few more casts here. But I just want to fill you in on what a fun morning it was. My apologies that I'm cursed. Israel's laughing at me because I can't film myself catching a big snook on the fly. I can film a lot of pargo and carbina and small snook, but all I can say is I'm getting there. It's been a month today, I believe, I started fishing here, and I've got another month or two that I can keep at this. So let's keep trying. I will keep trying to get a big snook on film off the beach, and I hope it's my biggest snook yet. So I hope you're all having a great weekend. Okay, we just found out what we're doing today. The roofers showed up, and we're gonna get a new roof. I should have moved my boat and such, but I didn't know this was coming. And there's all the material. Super cool. I wonder how long it's going to take for these guys to knock it out. There's 4 dudes. That'll be fun to watch today. And all we've been waiting for the last few days is for this stuff to dry, because apparently it was too green to be put up. So it's dry enough now. I'm guessing everything's dry after that wind yesterday. But these guys, they're over on the other side getting the new supports, struts, put in until before they put on the other thatch. So that's where we're at in the process. I'll keep you updated. This is important stuff right here. I have been out of the game for about 4 days now with the high tides. My foot hurts from getting punctured. We had 2 big wind event days, one that was just incredible, and I'm glad I didn't get caught in that. But I've been off for so long, I decided I'm going to take the UTV. I cleared out my old camp. I'm going to head into the desert, and I guess there's some roads that haven't been open for years. So I got a machete. I'm going to try to get through these roads and get near some fishing that I can do on these incredibly big tides, just because we're coming up on the no moon, or the new moon. So it just made things pretty hard to do, hard to find places to fish. But I've got more time here and I need more places to fish. So I'm going to go try and open up an old road. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But regardless, I'm going to stay back there and camp tonight. And I brought my little tent and just some basic stuff with me, and buddy knows where I'm going to be tonight, so if I don't show back up tomorrow, hopefully rescue's on the way. Okay, so let's jump in the UTV and go do this. It's going to be hot through the desert, but if we can get through, it should be worth it. I really hope so. There should be good tides tonight and again tomorrow morning, so here we go.
Okay, we are as close as we're going to get to where I want to be. The road from here goes away from the ocean. I got to go up and over these sand dunes. And then I got to walk down the beach, maybe quarter mile, half mile, to get to where I want to be. I'll probably pack in from here, maybe leave my camp stuff. I'll probably come back here and sleep. It'll probably be a lot warmer. Be a lot more wild things here, but I'll be zipped up in the tent. It should be okay. Definitely didn't survive the mission without some blood. A saw and a machete. I mean, it's Halloween too, so you knew there was going to be blood. So I guess I'll just start gathering up some things that I think I need. Fishing gear and a lot of water. And then leave the rest. Hopefully I don't come back to 4 flat tires. I drove over a lot of cactus to get here. Well, let's go fishing. I don't know how I did it, but I broke my fly rod again. I'm sure I didn't hit anything with it on the way in here. I was making sure I didn't hit anything, but I hit something. Maybe one of the other rods hit something and snapped over and hit it. But I broke the dang tip off. I'm going to try and do a field repair. I don't know if it'll work, but, well, we'll see. I got some super glue with me. If I can get this tip off of the broken piece and if it will insert on the top, I should be okay, but that's 50-50 at best. I'll try it. Dang it. Baja's beating up my stuff and me. Dang it. Oh, it fits, thank God. Okay, I think some super glue and I'm back in business. This poor rod, what a beating it's taking. What a beating it's taking. Zap a gap. Don't leave home without it, kids. Never. You can use it on your cuts and your rod tips.
So that's the caracal. Little guy in there, little snail thing. You put those on the fire until they just come out of the shell, and then when it pops out of the shell, apparently it's done. But yeah, these are eaten all the time down here. I'm not eating it because I got other food, and this guy's little. They get pretty big. And you can buy jars of this stuff in the grocery store. Caracal, I believe. So anyways, you see a lot of this down here in Baja. This guy back. So I just looked at the clock. I only got about an hour and a half before dark, and the tide's not going to be anywhere near where I need it to be by then. So rather than sit here in the sun and bake anymore, I'm going to head back to camp. And, well, I don't have a camp. That's what I need to go do. I'm going to go set up some kind of camp, probably in the dunes somewhere, and try and get cozy so I don't have to rush in there soaking wet and in the dark tonight. I want to get this done and be comfortable so that I can be good to go first thing in the morning, because that's when it's really going to happen. That's why I'm here, is for the morning session. So let's go do that. Let's get camp set up.
Happy Halloween, everybody. It is October 31st, Thursday. I chose this spot because I overlook the ocean every day. Thought I'd overlook the desert this evening. It'd be pretty. And I got a little tiny windbreak of a hill behind me. It's going to be cold up here. It's going to be cold down there, but there's going to be a lot less critters here. That's for sure. A lot less critters, and there'll still be coyotes and some mice, but I don't think I'll see the snakes and the other creepy crawlies, big tarantulas, and I don't know, there's a lot of insects down there. But usually it's a few nights. If you're in here a few nights, you start the food chain with your crumbs and whatnot, and then here come all the animals. I'm sure some coyotes will come check me out tonight. They always come check you out. A few years ago, I had one. Had a small tent, and my head was pressed up against the wall, and the coyote was poking me with his nose in the top of my head in the wee hours in the morning. And I was just like so out of it, I just shooed him away. Went back to sleep. The next morning, I was like, wait, was that coyote poking me in the head? He was. Getting a lot of traction out of this little one-man Kelty tent, kind of a warm weather tent. Did a sweet Bahamas trip in this thing. It was perfect for that, for extreme heat. And I went through some big storms and no problems. No problems there. I did forget my sand. I forgot my sand stakes. I have some sand stakes. I left them in my truck. So, oh well. What have I done? But I'll put some weight in here. Don't worry about the stakes. I don't think it'll blow away. I'll probably take it down before I go fishing in the morning. So I'm sure I'll be excited and wake up super early. Okay, super flat spot. Where are you? It's like right here. Oh, these tents are just so easy. And I'm telling you, I went through some thunderstorms on a beachhead in the Bahamas in this tent that had me curled up in the fetal position, just hoping I wasn't going to get hit by lightning. Just the entire beachhead shaking, just violently with every thunder. Oh man, it was something else. You're wondering why I put the cover on, since I'm out here in the desert and sleeping under the stars and all. Well, let me just say, it's usually soaking wet here at night from the marine layer that comes in so heavy. And also, it's going to be super cold. The last few nights have been so freaking cold. Okay, throw my stuff in there. You got a light? You got a jacket? We got a blanket and a pillow. I actually have another blanket, maybe two. Okay, sweet. Looking good in there. This segment's brought to you by delicious Sol Mezcalas Clamato. Not really, don't sue me, Sol. This is just brought to you by Mother Nature and fly fishing. Oh, that's good. I'm thirsty. I needed that. Whew. So here's a true story about this tent. It's got a weld floor there. And when I was in the Bahamas, we were hurting for water. and I went to hike across the other side of a bay that we'd been fishing, and left the rain fly off because it was a beautiful day. And then the storm came, just a little small isolated storm, and I could see it going by camp from like 2 miles away, skirting camp, but it was really nowhere near me. So I didn't think anything of it, and I got back to camp and my tent was full of water. And it was still a beautiful day, so not a big deal because I was able to just take everything out and dry it immediately. But then because we were hurting for water, I had a little life straw deal. So I just let the water well up in the bottom and made a little hole in the sand and got it all in there. And then I just sucked it through the life straw and drank the tent water. It was awesome. It was fresh and delicious. So yeah, good job, Kelty, on keeping me alive. Loving it. See those mountains in the distance. We'll have to head up in there pretty soon. There's actually some little freshwater fishing we're going to do up there. The tepe machine, the mountain mullet, this mullet that come up out of the ocean on giant water events when these arroyos connect to the mountains. And they get cut off from the ocean and they become freshwater fish. They start their own population. And I caught one there last year. I couldn't believe it. There's not really record of them here in Baja. But I caught one, showed it to a bunch of people, and they're like, yeah, that's mountain mullet, tepe machine. So we're going to definitely take a day and go look for those things this year just for fun. If it gets really cold here, we'll head up into the mountains. It's always warm up in there. Really beautiful. Not that this isn't. It's just Baja. It's so cool. You got the coast. You got these incredible vistas, incredible sunsets. Not a lot of people. You know, some areas, yeah, but generally, no, not a lot of people. You got the desert, the mountains out in the distance. And the backside of those mountains, it starts sloping down to the Sea of Cortez. I think I picked a pretty nice spot for camp tonight. It's awfully beautiful. It's been 31 days chasing these snook and catching these other fish, these pargo and corbina. A ton of fun. It's definitely been a month of super highs and super lows, and unfortunately a lot of the highs, a lot of the big fish, I just haven't been able to get on video. I'm cursed. I don't know why. I run out of battery, or I didn't turn it on, or if I go to turn it on and fumble around, then I lose the fish, and it's just been kind of up and down. But you know, we'll make a big comeback here in November. Why not? Let's give it the old college try at least. We'll try and get some big fish on video. But in the meantime, it's just a beautiful night in Baja, and I just want to say, if you've been following along for this whole first month, thank you.
I would never expect anybody to watch me over and over again, especially just kind of doing the same stuff in these waves. But I got a lot more things coming. We're definitely going to spend some time in the mountains, and I just got to get this snook fever out of my system. Once I get that done, I'll definitely start exploring some other areas and maybe some other species, and getting some estuaries and things like that. So thank you again for sticking with me if you've come this far, and it's hopefully going to get a lot more fun and a lot more exciting here in the next little bit. I don't know, in the next month or two. I miss my girls so much. Renee and Mary. Renee's my girlfriend and Mary is her little girl, and I miss them so much. I love you guys so much. I know you're going to see this months from now, but just know that in this moment I was thinking of you, and I just love you to pieces. So a little sad that they're not here to share this beautiful sunset and this cool day with me, but and I'm not at home. They got their first big snowfall last night. I'm not at home to shovel snow. I feel a little bad about that, but I'm not shoveling snow. So with that said, I'm going to crawl into bed here, call it a night, and I will pick this up tomorrow morning. We're going to get up super early. We got a big tide, but if we get up at the crack of dawn and get to that beach firing, then there's no reason we can't catch a big fish here tomorrow morning. Let's make that happen, all right? All right, stick with me. Do whatever you need to do. Put your rally cap on, cross your fingers, whatever it is to bring me some luck, because I really want to get a big one off this beach tomorrow. We worked hard to get here through the desert today, spent our time in the heat, so let's make this happen. Let's make some magic happen tomorrow. Okay, let's go, everybody. Good night. I'll talk to you, or I'll see you tomorrow, okay?